times we feel like we're abandoned. Many times we feel like we are left out to dry. Many times we feel like we are not connected because people have hurt us, because people have done us wrong, because people have walked out on us. My social psychology course, I talk about the idea of not being connected to people. Many times people have disconnected from you because of their own personal problems. And for that reason, you feel like it's a necessity that you disconnect as well. I want to help you to understand that is the last thing you need to do. In connecting, you find out the love of God and how it works in the life of every individual that believes in God. The love of God is so powerful that 1 John 4:18 tells us it casts out all fear. It will get rid of the fear that's in your life. So in times when you feel like you're not really achieving and going forward, I would dare to say that you're not achieving, not because you're not able to do, but I would firmly consider the fact that maybe you're not achieving because the love of God that should be abiding within you is not activated. And because of that, you are allowing yourself to operate in fear. Fear from what? Fear to move forward because you don't want people to hurt your feelings. Fear to do the unbelievable because you don't want to be ridiculed. Fear to do more than your predecessors because you want to fit in. Fear in leading your family because you don't want them to ostracize you. We operate in fear many times because the perfect love of God that should abide within the believer is not activated. And I would dare to say that if we actually take an introspective look, if we actually take a deep look within ourselves, we will see that there are many issues that we face because we operate in fear instead of in the love of God. But I have good news. I have good news. No matter how you have boxed yourself in with fear, no matter how you feel like you're cast out with the rubbish because of the fear that you have allowed to overwhelm you, there's only one step that you need to take. And that is simply applying the love of God to the heart, to your very heart, and allowing the love of God to live inside of you. And how bad it is. The Bible tells us in 1 John 4:18 that there is no fear in love, and that perfect love will cast out fear. Stop being afraid to excel and to be better and be different. But understand that at the moment you receive the love of God within your heart and allow His love to abide in you, at that moment, right there, you can stop the fear that torments you and stops you from moving forward in life. Allow God's love to abide within so that you can go forward and be all that God has called you to be. And if you be truthful, there are some hurts that many of us we just don't want to experience again in life. Many times we say to ourselves, I will never be hurt like that again. I will never go through the pain that I've experienced at that time. And what we don't realize is that in that statement is actually many times a prison that we erect and capture our own future. Because in order to move forward, sometimes there will be hurt. In order to be progressive, sometimes you will experience pain. pain that is seemingly unbearable. Sometimes you will experience issues. Sometimes you will experience people not understanding you. But that is where you must understand that the love of God will take you through any and every situation, because it casts out fear. That fear of rejection, that fear of hurt, that fear of pain, that fear of loneliness, that fear of being abandoned. That is the fear that will put you in a prison that will keep you from the plan of God for your life. But I firmly believe, my brothers and sisters, that this is the time for you to be free from that prison. Because the love of God, perfect love, it will cast out that fear. It will break you out of that prison. It will destroy the yoke. It will destroy the hindrance. Some people in relationships, you want to love, but you're afraid to love. Sometimes people are connected to their spouse, but they only allow themselves to go but so far, because they believe that if they really allow themselves to be transparent, that they open themselves up for hurt that they just do not want to experience. But I must bring us back to the point that John 3:16 tells us that God so loved the world that he gave. That word gave is very essential in that text, because it tells us that there is a premonition. It tells us that there is a action that actually comes with love. I know you don't want to give of yourself in fear of being hurt, but the giving of yourself is required in love. You must give in order to show love. So in order for you to experience the freedom from fear, you must be willing to give in love. It is your opportunity to be free. Matter of fact, it's your time to break out of that prison. It's your time to stop feeling abandoned. It's your time to stop feeling like you're less than. It's your day. It's your hour. It's your moment to free yourself from that prison of fear and walk into your purpose and your destiny with the love of God. I want you to entertain for today that no more will I operate in fear and be discouraged because people might not understand me. You got to free yourself from that. You cannot be fearful of where God is taking you. You cannot be fearful of what God has in store for you, because greater is ahead of you. So no longer can you wait for people to validate you. It is God that will establish you. So at this moment in your life, accept the love of God. Pray with me. Say, Lord, help me to have the love of God in my heart and let it live in me to cast out all fear in my life. I believe if you prayed that prayer, God is going to show himself to you. He's going to begin to reveal himself to you. He's going to begin to show you the love of God that he has for you. And you're going to see doors open. You're going to see God moving miraculously. And I want you to not be apprehensive, but I want you to walk into your season knowing that God is establishing you for such a time as this. No more fear, because perfect love casts out fear. Hope you keep tuning in and keep watching as we move forward. God bless you.